Alright, what is up, you guys? I am here continuing on with the SummerSlam reviews with SummerSlam 2002. I rewatched this today, and I instantly had this thought. I watched this years ago, and when I rewatched it today, it honestly got to the point where I was, stunned that WWE was once this good. It's one of those things where you get so used to the current product that you forget sometimes how good the company used to be. I get the same way when I rewatch old WrestleManias, just 2000. Like, my favorite era in WWE is 2000 to 2000, probably 2006. That's my favorite era, especially 2000, 2001, and 2002. To me, those were the best years for me personally as a wrestling fan. And I think the quality of that time period is just insurmountable. If you were to ask me right now, what are some of the top 5 best WWE pay-per-views? This would be on that list. It's not number 1, but it's on that top 5 list. This is what every pay-per-view should be compared to. To me, this is the greatest SummerSlam of all time, and one of the greatest pay-per-views I've ever seen. So, just look at this undercard. Dream match after dream match after dream match. Looking back, that's how it is. But back then, this was just the roster. This is my favorite roster they've ever had. And just, let me read some of these. Rey Mysterio versus Kurt Angle, one of the greatest openers. Obviously, it's not like Bret Hart versus Owen Hart at WrestleMania 10 or anything, but this is a great SummerSlam opener. Very fast-paced match. This was right after Rey first came into the scene in WWE, after being in WCW for so long. They kind of held off on his debut. So this was just a phenomenal opener. Ric Flair versus Chris Jericho. Just that match alone, those two athletes in the ring together, is only going to create magic. So, Edge versus Eddie Guerrero. Another phenomenal match. 2 legends in this business. So, 3 for 3 right there. All 3 great matches. Lance Storm and Christian versus Booker T and Goldust for the Tag Team Championship. This is the weakest match on the card, but that's not saying much because this was still a good match. I really did enjoy this one. My favorite match of the night, Chris Benoit versus Rob Van Dam for the Intercontinental Championship. Wow. I forgot. I hadn't seen this pay-per-view in a few years. I forgot how good this match was. God damn. Chris Benoit, of course, one of my all-time favorites. RVD, one of the best kind of aerial wrestlers, and just such a unique style, I always loved Rob Van Dam, especially in this time period. But to me, that was my favorite match of the night. That's more my style when it comes to what kind of wrestling I like. Undertaker versus Test. I'm not the biggest Test fan, but he held his own here. This is a great match. And then we have the non-sanctioned match, Shawn Michaels versus Triple H. This is powerful. Just to see the crowd, just to see the reaction to Shawn Michaels coming back after so many years. This is one of the most powerful matches to watch. Just knowing this was Shawn Michaels' first big match. It's not his first match since he retired. He had a couple small ones outside of WWE, but this is his first big match back, and it feels like he literally had no time off. He was at his some of his best here. It's amazing. It truly is astonishing that he was able to really hold his own here and just get through this match beat for beat. Absolutely stunning. And it's emotional. just knowing that this is his first match back and you didn't know if this was going to be one-time thing or not, like, just astonishing. This is a really good match. I think some of the pacing could have been better with the match, but that's literally my only complaint. That's just nitpicking. And then, of course, we have the WWE Undisputed Championship, The Rock versus Brock Lesnar, with Paul Heyman. This is one that a lot of people weren't sure about. This was 50-50, man. You had half the people chanting for The Rock. You had the other half for Lesnar. This is a hard-hitting, fast-paced match where you didn't know who was going to go over. Obviously, when I watched it for the first time, I knew who won. But, I wish, this is one of those ones I wish I could have watched live. I was only 6 at the time. So obviously I wasn't buying pay-per-views and shit back then. But, this match, it's great. It's a great main event. This is what main events feel like. And it's a feeling that we don't fucking get anymore with the WWE. After watching this, it's one of those pay-per-views that reminds you how good this business used to fucking be. And I just mean that with the WWE. Like, I get passionate over it, and this... It's hard to describe how I felt watching this today. It really is. But this, to me, is the best SummerSlam of all time. And when it comes to a letter grade for this, I'm going to give this an A+. I don't do that very often. I think I've only done that once before on this channel, and that was for WrestleMania 31. And I've been close on other points, like WrestleMania 17, WrestleMania 19, WrestleMania 14. I've been close with a lot of pay-per-views. But I feel like SummerSlam 2002 is an A+ show. It is the greatest SummerSlam of all time and one of the best pay-per-views ever in the history of wrestling. This is what wrestling feels like. This is what wrestling should be, and this is what got me to be a fan. Because like I said, I was 6 at the time, and this was magic to me growing up. But yeah, I was getting fired up watching this. I really was. But let me know your thoughts down below. To me, this is my favorite SummerSlam of all time. This and 92 are my 2 favorite SummerSlams. And after rewatching this actually might be my favorite now. This is my 2nd time watching it all the way through. And this is, to me, just an absolutely phenomenal pay-per-view. It's probably the only SummerSlam I'll give an A+. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. For now, this has been the DVD Freak. Peace out.